Oh, I
And
gotcha.
because I'm Hawaii time, I'm already 4 hours behind you folks. So she
Yeah,
doesn't want to
yeah,
jeopardize your work. And
yeah.
so because of that, she's asked that one of you folks who are closer to Mountain Standard Time be the captain or the leader because of that reason. Makes
Okay,
I
okay.
get because when I turn in my work, it'll show my time, but it
Yeah,
may
yeah.
not reflect your time. So
I gotcha.
it's kind of confusing. Yeah. So I just want to make
Okay,
sure you guys knew that. But I'll do anything else you guys want me to.
absolutely.
So
Yeah. I mean,
and
Fernando, do you want to be the captain of the group lead, or do you want me to? I mean, I'm fine with either way. So
Wait, if I think you can be a good leader, so follow the leader.
you'll do it. What did you say?
Either
Sorry.
way,
do you want to be the
like if
leader?
you want to do that, that's fine for me.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
I say if you want to do it, that's fine. That's okay.
I mean, I can. So, like, is the leader's responsibility just to make sure that we're meeting on time, and then basically
And the
participation,
assignment.
and then submitting the assignments?
The biggest thing is the assignment submission.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. So.
Okay. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
So just to make sure the assignments are turned in on time.
Yeah,
And
I'll do it.
there was another role that was really important. Where did it go? There's a leader, I think a secretary or something like that.
Like to write down everything and what everyone's agreed to do, kind of a thing, or
I guess like a recorder, because so remember how at each meeting we're supposed to have a kind of like a form, a work, oh gosh,
like
a
an outline.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a worksheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
For every meeting, like jotting down the time and all that. So I can do that, the recorder.
Okay, that sounds great.
So like what the time we met, how if we all met. I think it's like more like attendance kind of thing.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I can do that. And there was actually one more responsibility, and I have to be honest, I can't find it for some reason. I saw it.
I don't recall what it is either. I remember reading that a little bit, but
because she broke it down. There's only really two important positions. And one was a leader, which I was told not to do. But the recorder, I know that one would be because we have to submit for attendance or participation.
Okay.
So I can do that.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And I think we're supposed to also come up with an outline of a worksheet, so everything we talk about is on the worksheet. So I'll figure out something easy.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Cool.
And then, can you guys think of another work? Fernando, what would you like to do?
Well, anything. What is
you know what I'll do? While you guys, let's keep talking, and then I'll kind of surf around and look for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The next thing that comes out, I will do it.
I know there's a specific job title the Miss Sister Alman would like us to have. So.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, do you want to keep searching through that, and we'll kind of move forward here a little bit?
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, so it just says participation, decision making, document sharing. Fernando, you've done awesome at that. Like just setting up this meeting and everything. That was great. So thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, and then number 4 says accountability / ground rules. You want me to read that a bit? It says sports teams cannot play a game without knowing the rules. In a similar fashion, groups need to know appropriate behaviors or ground rules. Do not develop assumptions about the ways others should behave, but instead develop a list of expectations. The group needs to come to a consensus on how to deal with uncompleted assignments, late arrivals to meetings, or deviating from the norms. And I feel like that all comes down to the communication. I mean, just, share if something comes up and we can deal with it. I mean, I know we all have busy lives. We all have stuff going on, and kind of just work with one another is what I'd say. I mean, and we'll get everything completed. So.
Like we just need to.
That's how I feel about
it. When we are doing the assignments, we just need to gonna do what and gonna set time so we can get everything ready to be submitted. So
yeah. So the first thing we have to do is the needs assessment, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that's due next week.
Yes, that was quite the interesting chapters, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was.
I thought I was gonna cry. I was like, oh my goodness.
I know. So do we kind of want to, I don't know, get our thoughts together for the needs assessment and maybe meet like early next week? I don't know if that would work for everyone, because to be honest with you, I'm not super prepared at the moment to like go over those things. Yeah, I don't know if that would work for you guys, and kind of get rolling.
But you know what? I think we have to submit for the needs assessment the steps 1 through 4. Fernando, you sent it to us, didn't you, yesterday or the other day? Let's see if I can find it. There's something that we have to turn in
tonight or tomorrow.
No, next week.
I think, well, yeah. Oh, is it next week? I'm sorry. I thought it was tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought the steps 1 through 4 was for next week.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry. So I was gonna say, man, this seemed like it was so overwhelming this week. Okay, so yeah, the proceed phase 1 for the needs assessment step is next week. So this week was just meeting as our group.
Yeah. Okay. And then we do have something due tomorrow as well, but that's just individual, I think, right?
Right, but I think we do have to submit our workloads when we're, we have to tell her how we're going to communicate, call, text is our number 1. When we're going to meet, so we're obviously going to meet every Friday, 5 p.m.
I'm looking in here for next week. At the middle of the week, we have a quiz that says group accountability, and it's saying that we need to submit when we decided we're gonna meet, how often, and how gonna meet, like how, when, and for how long.
Okay.
Man, I must have my dates mixed up there. Gosh, I thought this was all due tomorrow.
Yeah, but I don't know, for some reason on LO6 is coming up like on a quiz on instructions. I don't know why, but it says that we need to submit that in the middle of next week, but I don't know. But
okay.
There.
I might be getting another one of my class. I'm so I get a few of my I get epidemiology in this class mixed up all the time.
Yeah, no, it's
because they're so similar.
Yeah,
they're so alike. So I just
I mean, I could. Do you want me to email Sister Allman tonight and kind of just make sure to? I can do that. I can just email her real quick and then and clarify like what's due, like next week as far as that stuff.
I believe we each have to do that quiz too. We each have to.
Okay. So maybe we should. Yeah.
I believe we each have to.
Also for next week, let's see. There was something else. It said here that on step 1, we need to, as a group, you decide on a health problem or priority population you would like to address the health program. you will create in this course. You will choose a priority population, usually consists of three major categories: location, age, and ethnicity.
And that's going to be for next week.
Yeah, that's for next week. Let me see. It's due at the end of next week.
Okay.
Steps 1 to 4. I think that's part of we need to search location, age, and ethnicity. Needs assessments, but
So it is next week. Okay.
yeah, it says working with your group to complete steps 1 to 3. Steps template. Type your responses directly on the template document.
Perfect. Starts. Oh, I see. It says start September 29th. That's why I'm
Click
getting
on the quiz. We need to meet and see what questions they are asking. Maybe she just wants to know if we meet or something, because I don't think we need to submit this document, but questions is gonna ask next week. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess so. So I think he's right. I don't know why I kept thinking the wrong date, but it says here the instructions or introduction on my quiz. It says it ends on the 14th. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that we need to know everyone's roles.
So that's going to be part of that quiz.
That we have to do tomorrow. Yes.
Okay.
And so,
Okay.
So
next week, maybe it is the questions 1 through 4.
Complete the working group activity is the only thing they said. I don't think we need to submit this document, but all this information is going to be important for next week too. So
Okay. Just trying to read it real quick again. No, it doesn't really clarify. It does say next week is a work week in which you will complete steps 1 to 4.
yeah.
So that's next week.
So I think that's the big thing. I think it's just the introduction quiz. It's probably like,
it's just
I have no idea.
I just click on the quiz and it says that we meet and we complete this activity. It's the only thing it's saying. So.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
It's just like yes or no. Did you do this, basically?
Okay. Okay. So you know what?
I don't know if it did.
Is that what it says, Fernando? Did you open it up?
It's just a yes or no question. Like, do you meet with your group and complete the working in your group activity? And just yes or no.
I would say yes, because we are discussing when we're going to meet and all of our roles. So maybe we should think about already starting on step 1 and break apart the workload, and we can all work on it. You know, step 1 for next week, so we can get started on it next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's called concept mind mapping. So like you said, we need to establish a target population or setting, whether it's community school, healthcare worksite, or college university, to focus on the needs assessment. Develop a mind map by placing a desired target population in the middle, and then map specific health issues related variables. Those specific variables need to be broken down into actual causes instead of leading causes, like tobacco, heart disease.
Okay. So do we kind of get to pick our own group and kind of do like a hypothetical deal? Is that what I'm getting? Is that the right idea?
he's given us some pages where we can find the information like biostatistics, CDC, or those pages where we can find information about diseases or populations, and then based on that information we can pick a population, a place, and
why don't we just go there real quick? CDC. And
also in here on lesson 6 on preparation is saying that we need to meet with the instructor either on lesson 6 or lesson 7. Discuss your needs assessment and report on how well your group is working together.
And I think she said she'll send an email to us.
Okay.
Is that what it is on your side, Fernando? I think it said that.
Because I'm where it said preparation. It says you will meet as a group with your instructor during lesson 6 lesson, discuss needs assessment and report on how well your group is working together. Watch for information from your instructor to sign up for. I think she's gonna use the information or something to sign up. I haven't seen it, so.
Okay, so probably next week she'll probably send it to us and we can choose a day. We could text each other.
Yeah, no, I think that would probably be the best thing to do.
Okay. Now I went to the CDC website and I clicked on data and statistics. There's quite a lot of topics. I'm not sure what you guys want to focus on.
So
like
what
alcohol,
are some of the topics? Okay.
Use, arthritis.
Okay, so I kind of have an idea. I don't know like what you guys have in mind, but like how do you guys feel about like diabetes? Like maybe like a community focus with like diabetes. My dad has diabetes, you know, so I just have a connection to that. But
about nutrition, cholesterol, diabetes, yeah, something I was thinking too.
Well, we need a target population. So would it be a general, like adult, children in schools, community? You know what I mean? Like, where's the reasoning? So diabetes is a great one, especially in Hawaii. We have a lot of diabetics, but we just have to figure out a target.
like, does it want it like as a community, or do we have to like be more specific than that, like adults? Because I would say adults would probably be the main target.
I think we have the age. And there was one more thing.
I know it. You know, when I was reading the needs assessment last night, this past week, really, I read something last night. Gosh, where did I read that? I guess they want us to focus. You know, to how do you say, like, not bring it down, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
Consolidate. I don't know. Yeah.
I guess be more focused on a particular reason. You know, like cholesterol. Anyone could have cholesterol, but what's causing that high increase of cholesterol? Is it the food? You know, things like that. So.
Yeah.
And are we going to focus more on type 2 diabetes or type 1? Because there's two different ones. Do we want to do the type 2 as a result from medications or food diet and food and dieting? You know, things like that. So I think that's what I'm trying to say. I just can't think of the word to say it.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's pretty good. I feel like a type 2 focus would be better, you know, because with like type 1, I mean, that's not necessarily, you know.
That's usually congenital. That's usually they're born with.
Yeah. No, exactly. You know, and it's like your body literally attacks your pancreas. Whereas with type 2, you know, you can control it a little bit more. Like, you know, like with diet and exercise and things like that. And so I feel like it would be a lot easier more effective to target that group, because they can actually, you know, do something to manage that type 2 diabetes to some degree, you know, through their exercising or through healthier eating, or just going to like a community work group, you know, like where they could get maybe instruction, you know, from the public health office or something.
Type 2 and which places they have the highest rate, which population is more at risk. Find the location people live, work, play, or go to school. The age problems for toddlers are not necessarily problems for middle-aged. Cultural backgrounds. So we can maybe diabetes type 2 and find which places in the United States have the of that and which group like Hispanic, Asian, or something like that. I don't know.
Sorry, Fernando, I could barely hear you.
Is that the dog?
I don't know why it was going in and out.
So I don't know. Maybe this is a goal that we want to achieve. You know, like before. I don't know. Are you guys up for meeting like early next week to get more of this stuff done, or do you guys just want to bang it out now, or wait till Friday, or what are you guys thinking?
Well, I don't want to wait till Friday. That's too dangerous.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, will already be pushing it. So I pulled up the CDC on diabetes on you know, the percentile of where diabetes is the worst. It's of course it's the Midwest. Usually the Midwest always has the highest rates of everything, and a lot of it I think too is because of poverty levels. So I think we should also consider that as well, because maybe that poor type 2 diabetes may be in relation to our lifestyle or our income. So you can say adult and income, kind of narrow it down a little.
Occupation as well.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like maybe occupation as well. Like some kind of develop more ways to develop.
So like your socioeconomic standard or status and stuff.
Yeah.
Ethnicity.
I guess we could go with ethnicity. Yeah. Well, one thing I noticed, so like in Hawaii, we have something called the Blue Zone Project. I don't know if you guys have that there yet, but so we try to do everything off the land, live off the land, whether it's hunting, diving, you know, growing your own vegetables. They encourage kids in schools to do their own vegetables. But earlier in the semester, we learned about that obesity and overweight problem in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And you notice how they didn't even have playgrounds. So I think stuff like that, you know, how our focus on should also be how we can, you know, find ways to incorporate, like you were saying, exercise. There's so many things. Oh my gosh. Diabetes is a really broad one. That's why I was trying to figure out what we can do to simplify it. But it's a great topic because, I mean, my dad and my mom are diabetic. So anyway, okay. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
so do you want to stick with diabetes, or do you want to go with something that's like something else?
Diabetes is great.
Okay. Okay. So it's just a matter.
Oh, sorry. I also want to incorporate maybe medication. You know, people who have chronic disease, and they have to take medications for
like type 2 diabetes.
No, I'm talking just like in general. So like say if someone has AFib or atrial fibrillation, they have to take digoxin. Could digoxin be an ultimate cause of you know, like someone getting an onset of diabetes too? Like things like that. Just the education part. Because you know, like prednisone, when you take prednisone, you're hungry as a horse or a cow, and you know, you just keep eating. But people have to be on it chronically if they've had like a kidney transplant, a heart transplant, or that kind of procedure. You know, so like could medication also be incorporated into type 2 diabetes? So it's just like things like that.
So no, and I can totally see like where you're coming from. Yeah, because I mean that sounds like super interesting, you know. And as far as like looking into that and things, but I feel like that would be more like a research kind of a topic, you know. That's like whereas like with this class, I feel like we're trying to implement a program that can, you know, help out people with diabetes. You know, if like they're suffering from type 2 diabetes, what can we do? You know, like what ideas do we have that we can kind of come together and maybe, you know, make life better for them. You know, not necessarily like how does this drug affect them, but you know, like what exercising or what diet can we implement into their lives, or what education can we give them so they can more effectively handle their type 2 diabetes. You know, I feel like I feel like that's what we're kind of trying to accomplish. You know, like finding the specific group. Yeah, go ahead.
So we want to focus on controlling and or preventing.
I think so, and it's through implementing a program, you know, and that's what this needs assessment is about. You know, at least from what I understood from my reading. You know, it's kind of like finding that target group. What do they need? Do they need it? And is it going to be effective in helping them, you know, to achieve that health goal in their life?
Okay, so I see what you're saying. So adults would be. Are you looking more like elderly adults?
See, and that's what I'm kind of thinking. You know, maybe elderly adults who have a chance of developing, you know, type 2 diabetes, or they have pre-diabetes. You know, and like maybe what can we do to educate them more effectively, or to, you know, and things like that, so they can perhaps prevent the type 2 diabetes or help to manage it more effectively.
Got it.
Because I'm actually working at a public health office at the moment, and I was thinking maybe I could, you know, talk to some of the people that I work with there, because I know there's a lady who does, she actually like does work with diabetic people. Like she implements this class, and she like teaches people about diabetes and how to manage it. Like it hasn't been like a huge hit so far, you know, but I was thinking maybe I could talk to her and get a few ideas.
That would be a great idea.
How to maybe implement something like that.
And you know, what'd be great is she'll probably have a lot of, you know, like pamphlets or resources that we could use.
Absolutely. No, I'm sure.
So maybe our target population should be towards the elderly. Are you thinking like 60 or older?
Yeah, you know, I'd say, you know, 55 and older, you know, 55? Or something like that. Yeah, you know, so maybe. Target group, 55 and older. Yeah, so
I think that's good, because that makes sense.
And we have to decide on a specific location too.
I'm sorry, a specific.
Where the people live, work, play, or go to school. So, I mean, should we kind of target maybe like the blue collar community? You know, I mean, I don't know if that's like necessarily what she's hunting for, you know, but maybe, you know, like some of those jobs, you know, that are a little more, you know, down to earth, you know, because I feel like, you know, those jobs typically, you know, probably, you know, from just studies that I've seen, you know, maybe have a little bit more diabetes, you know, and stuff like that. I don't know if that's like what he's hunting for, or what she wants, or I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm not sure. We could probably clarify, you know, when we meet her next week, we could also ask her that. We'll say if blue collar populations suffice, you know, or sorry, we could ask. But if she says it has to be a specific, whether it's community, school, workplace, or something, we can go from there.
See, and I feel like the community would be the best, because then that's what this lady is actually doing in the public health office. It's two ladies. They're diabetic education specialists, and they're doing it for the community, you know, so they kind of like reach out to the community, and they're like, you know, there's these people with pre-diabetes, you know, like maybe they have high blood pressure, maybe they have high cholesterol, you know, maybe they have a high BMI, you know, and those things kind of put them at risk to maybe develop type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes.
I think that's in fine.
The community. So
we could just focus on the community, because you know why, we all live in different communities,
and also
so we can go with that and just say we're all in agreement about diabetes, of, you know, striking the elderly or senior citizens, whatever you want to say. But because we all live in different communities, we're focusing on the, you know, overall community.
Yeah.
So we can do that. Okay, cool. I like that. That sounds good to me.
Yes, so wonderful. And also, I think in one of the videos, I don't know if it was in this class or I think it was in this class, they mentioned about some of the stress of the occupation, like the higher you are, the occupation, the less risk you have to develop like heart disease or diabetes, all that. The lower you are, like you mentioned, blue color, the work position, more stress you have, and more risk you are to develop diabetes. So we can find the occupation that is more at risk as well. Do a little bit more of the research and get
Yeah,
some
because I
data.
mean, so like my dad has type 1 diabetes, and so I mean that was kind of just his body fighting against his pancreas or whatever. But it's like, and so he drove truck for quite a while. Like that's what he did growing up. And then I mean that's a lot of stagnant work, and things like that. And I think I think that was like one of the jobs that like kind of came up that there's a higher risk for developing pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes and stuff. So
Okay.
I don't know.
That's I agree with I like it. I mean, I have parents who have type 2 diabetes, so hits home for me.
Yeah. So and that was kind of the deal for me. I mean, it's like diabetes is it's definitely like a scary thing. When you're first diagnosed, you're like, oh, how am I going to deal with this or whatever it might be, but it's definitely manageable. Is what I've kind of come to realize. I mean, it's totally something you can work with and do something about. It's just a matter of implementing a correct program and trying to get the word out for it, kind of thing. So,
yeah.
So
I like that. Okay, what other thing did we have to do? Was that it?
Well,
for the needs assessment?
I think that's it. When the instructor send us the information when we need to meet with her, we can just in a text and decide which best for the next week or the following week. Okay. Oh, I found. Posted here some more information that this is a large project for and will therefore most likely be completing a multiple group meetings throughout the week. The one group meeting and other to this method. Difficult for each member to be responsible for portions. First round of the group is got together to collectively decide which sources will be the best to is responsible for all the parts of the work.
how do you guys feel about like APA format and stuff like that? Are you guys pretty?
By the sources, yeah, I have the format. Like,
Okay.
I think I got it down, but I don't know.
Because so what word do you guys have? What
well,
is it? 2010 word processor that you have?
I think 2008.
Because I don't know if so I just discovered this a couple of semesters ago, but on Word now, like the most recent Word document that they've come out with, I think you can get it free through BYU Idaho. At least I did. But there's literally like a reference thing, and it like cites everything automatically for you. Like it's like seriously like the greatest thing I've ever discovered as far as like referencing things. And it like, and you just put like, there's a reference tab, and then you just go like, I want APA style, and then you're just like new source, and then it like gives you all the fields you need to fill out. It's like author, website, stuff like that. And then you just hit OK, and it cites it in your text citation, APA style, and then you can get a bibliography as well.
Oh.
I didn't use
It's like the greatest thing I've ever discovered.
Oh.
Like as far as like referencing things and stuff like that. You guys should check out your Word documents and see if there's a references tab, because that's sweet.
Now, shouldn't it be on Google Docs? So it's probably there too, don't you think? If you have it,
I would imagine it can probably come on Google Docs too. I don't know.
There must be a way. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, because it's seriously so handy.
Hey, Fernando, you sent us a Google Docs to start, though, right?
All these I copy and pasted from. It's the step 2 of the assignment for next week.
Can you email Tate and I so we can do that Google Share doc, and then on that Word doc, maybe we may have to use that for the APA until we can find it on here. I bet you if we go to YouTube, we could find it.
I guarantee there's
everything.
I guarantee there
has to be. Yeah, for them to come out with that, it's got to be there somewhere. Okay, yeah. So if you could do that for us, that'd be great, and then at least we'll all have the same document to, work from. But I think right now ours is pretty easy. So yeah, okay.
Cool.
So I figured out what it is. It's called a written agenda that I need to do, for the weekly recorder. And it was at the bottom of working in your group. That's what it is. So I'll be the recorder written agenda person.
Okay.
So basically, we have to set a goal each time we work as a group. So our goal was to, obviously complete what our topic was, what our target population, and so forth. So we got that down. So that's good. And
I'm just gonna.
I think we can meet next week then.
Yeah, I think we just keep in touch, and then we'll kind of start getting rolling on this needs assessment here. So
yeah. So the good thing is we got a lot of things done today. I think we were very productive. So
yeah, absolutely.
And we can go from there. So if you guys want to look at, sorry, I just read my book. If you guys want to look at steps 1 through 4, or start step 1 maybe. And then we can get together. Do you guys want to get together on Tuesday?
I'm fine with Tuesday, so.
Okay.
What time? Can we do 6 p.m.? Like 6 p.m. after that, I'm good.
So Tuesday, 6 p.m. We think.
Yeah. What about you, Fernando, as well? I mean.
I'm good from 6 to 7 because I have a meeting at 7. But I can meet from.
How about Wednesday? Wednesday, do you have a meeting?
I have in my work, but at 7, so I can work before that or after.
Okay. So Tate, it sounds like you get home from work at about 5. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's usually around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for Fernando, you have meetings at 7.
Yeah, on Tuesday and Wednesday and
Tuesday.
Thursday, I have my meetings for my other class.
Should we try 5:30 on Tuesday, like 5:30 to 6:30, if it takes that long?
I think if anything, we'll just have to get to the point of what we're doing, then, just so he can get to his meeting at 7.
Yeah.
That works fine. I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine for Tuesday, 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's fine. But I think 5:30 would be better, just so Fernando can get to his meeting.
Yeah.
Does that work for you, Fernando?
That works for me.
All right, sounds good. So I guess we'll meet Tuesday then.
So yeah, Tuesday the 17th at 5:30, and then we can review the needs assessment steps 1 through 4.
Yeah, perfect. So.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Each and every one of you guys. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
And I will
Bye.
send you that document. I will put everything together and I put it in a document and I will mail it to you guys. Okay.
Sweet. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Have a good evening.